indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. I'll ask Tim Clark to call the roll.
Okay, as I call your name, tell me a little bit about yourself. Hastings.
Here.
Lynch.
Here.
Pistol.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Under approval of agenda, I'll entertain a motion second. I'd like to move Dr. Rick Massengale to the head of the agenda. Let you go first, Rick. I need a motion second to move him right below, between minutes and ahead of department head reports.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That brings us down to the approval of the minutes for the July 11th meeting and also the monthly financials. I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve those as presented.
Make a motion. Second.
Is there any discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to normally the airport, but we'll start out with Dr. Rick Massengale. Introduce yourself. I don't see our, we usually have a microphone there, but I think if you just
I'll use
bellow.
my teacher voice.
There you go.
I thank you for the opportunity. I just come to let you know, I come to you guys about 3 months ago, told you this is, Jay and I've been working together, come to let you know it's happened. We have classes out there, need you guys to help me get some people in them. I've got 3 people from this area that's ready to teach. Right now I got 0 in the class. So help me get those classes filled, but even if they don't make, we're gonna be back in the spring, we're gonna be back stronger. It's a late start, we understand that, but we're excited. I know we're tag teaming. I told everybody yesterday, I said, we're like 2 WWE wrestlers. We're jumping over the top rope, we'll tag each other out, but real excited, the opportunity. You guys have got a couple of hidden gems that I didn't know about I'll put it back this way. I spent the night before last. I'll be back Thursday night, spend the night so I can make some meetings happen. But if you guys know of anybody that you would like for me to talk to about business partnerships or internships, apprenticeships, classes that you need, talk to me. But I think 5 years from now we're going to look back at this and say, yeah, it was a slow start, but we're going to come out running. I think everything is very fertile in this area, gauging the enthusiasm. It's a timing deal. So when y'all hear the numbers, don't panic. I'm not panicked. I've already told my board and my people up there, we're really playing for the January enrollment right now. So
Yeah, well, I've had someone approach me about what classes are they, and they're talking about a civics class. One lady is just very concerned at the lack of civics. It's been just basic government stuff, and I think we're going to go talk to her group, the county judge one time, and then different people in the community.
well, we have, I know right now with the 3 that I've got instructors from here that I really want to get those filled because I've got people from here that stepped up. We've got a Comp 1 English class, the Intro to English class. We also have the History 1, and then we have the Introduction to Information Technology. That's 8 weeks of how the internet works and how to protect yourself at home and all that stuff with, I love for people being a cybersecurity hacker guy. I like it when people go buy a thing, put it in their house, and they don't change the password because I can send them a message and say, hey, I'm on your network, fix this thing. So we do 8 weeks of that, and then we do 8 weeks of getting them all the business technology, software, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all that.
Intro to Tech 1, I could just feel people thinking, we know somebody that needs that class in this room. So that's probably me. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, a driving thing though.
What?
I remember you were sitting there, and I was here last time. You said this guy might be a slicer or slister or whatever, but I just wanted you to know we got it done. The 2 of us, we've had a lot of conversations, but it's in place. I think we got the high school taken care of better than than even either one of us thought we would.
Yeah.
And we're excited about some things. Like I say, I'm not going to tip any hands down here until we're ready to do it. But there's some things in this town that I think might even set the state on fire that we hadn't even thought about, or anybody in the state's thought about.
Yeah, I'm excited. And we got faith in you. We got faith in this school. And, yeah, definitely, you know, I know you go around and make the circuit. We'll line some people up to talk to you and help you recruit too.
Well, I appreciate that. And I got to tell you, I work with school systems all over the state. Specifically, I've got 22 here. You guys don't know what you got. You guys got a special guy there that's running your school, that's a visionary, and he didn't actually even pay me to do this. He didn't even buy my lunch yesterday.
Wow.
No, he did buy my lunch. But I mean, if we can pull off his vision and we can tie it all together, Clinton's going to be a destination for itself.
Well, we're excited about it. And some folks recently was coming through here and they were saying, we checked on your scores they did an article a couple weeks ago in the paper, and the guy that wrote it's like, man, I was very impressed with the school, your numbers on where you're at ranked in this area. And we've always been proud of that. Yeah, Jay is doing a great job, and really a turnaround as a student. You'd have never dreamed you'd have become an administrator. Just kidding. But no, he's a great family, honest, and this is a great community. So we are, Rick, all jokes aside, extremely excited about
Well, I am
this
too,
coming.
and I hope you guys think of North Ark as a member of Clinton, because I mean,
Well, sure.
we're going to be at the football games. In fact, I'm working on. They said there was some small game that y'all got like second week against somebody. We're going to be there. I'm working on trying to get it where I can give away some free classes. I've got to get. Y'all know how government works.
Well, if I see you early, I'll get you in half price at the gate. Uh-oh.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Rick, so
You bet.
much.
Well, stand here for a minute. So, and I know that Rick didn't want to kind of spill any kind of beans, which we don't. I mean, it's initial conversations, but y'all, I was blown away, and I'm embarrassed to tell you, I haven't been out to Dawson Aviation until yesterday when we went out and met with Will and Trevor, and I was blown. I couldn't believe it. I mean, that is incredible, and Will, us, just us talking. We're the exact same age. And he talked a little bit about his dad and milking cows, and he realized that wasn't what he wanted to do the rest of his life. And, I told him it was just like Dad and Home Pulpwood. And I've got all the heart for people that do that, because, you talk about hard work and not much pay, and that made me realize, man, I'm not doing that. And so, we talked and had that conversation about what their needs were and how they want to keep growing, expanding, and how we can link with Rick and North Ark College and provide that, because we've got a group, and y'all know this, of kids that want to stay, but we've got to give them jobs, we've got to give them opportunities, and if we all link together on that, and it's wide open, and my last thing, and I've been since, the 6 years I've been home, I'm getting really tired of hearing we don't have any industry. We don't have any industry. There's nowhere for anybody, and we haven't. In my mind, why didn't we look at them? Why didn't we look and see what it is that we've got and what they need, and then us help produce that and help them, and it benefits everybody. Those kids that want to stay here and want to raise their families in Clinton. Get them where they're educated, where they can perform those skills and do those jobs, and keep them here and grow the things we've got. And so, I know I'm preaching in the choir, but after our yesterday, that and going out to the hospital, we've got to do our part as a school system to give those kids the skills that will fill those jobs that are needed here now. And so, I'm sorry for preaching, y'all, but it was a good day yesterday.
Yesterday.
And it's the hardest part of any job is getting started and then finding your footing, getting it going. But things are coming together at the right time, I think. Purchasing the land you got up there, your Clinton High School is no longer landlocked. You got some room to expand, and that's a great thing. So,
and I've got a great board, and they support me and work right along with us, and we have done some good things, and but you can't be complacent, you know, we gotta keep working, and so that's our next goal, you know, linking with Rick, and he's got a passion and a vision about how he wants to grow his system, and it fits right in with us, and we just got to keep going, keep the momentum going, have an action plan, because I said yesterday, in my 33 years of being in this business, I've heard lots of people's great ideas.
Yeah, you hear?
And you hear it from him, but you never hear back from him. But he's one who called me the next day, hey, when are we going to meet again, Jay? Let's keep going. Let's keep, you know, and not take no for an answer, because we'll hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have no doubt.
I don't mind hearing no, but right after that, I want to hear how we're going to get around that no. But shoot, this is my second job now. I'm driving back and forth. I'm getting mileage 2 days in a row. I've been down here. So, but I do want to thank you guys for your support earlier on. Took that back to my board. It was received well, and you have our support, and we're going to continue to, like I say, if the numbers are low and you hear, well, it didn't do well, no, that's just because we laid the SB2. Now we're fixing to come in and lay some payment on top of
That
it.
right. That's language I can understand, but I get it. You got to, hardest part is getting started and getting all your ducks in a row.
But I just wanted you guys to hear.
You've got the right people to do it, and you got a great school board, and you got a great city council, so, and county will help us too.
And hopefully you got a good partner.
Before I hang up, I wanted to thank you. All right, and y'all, I came to Richard with a list of stuff so we could get ready to open school, and it's like Mr. Ward said, I mean, it's packed up there tonight. You can't find a parking space, and so that's, man, that is awesome. And I said, Richard, hey, here's some things, man, I need some help with. Charles and his guys, it's done, bam, within a day or two, and so thank y'all, thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Richard, man, we really
Charles
appreciate
Wilson,
it.
you said it, Charles Wilson, you mean he's, and his crew.
I mean,
So-
not working together,
Yeah, well, we
collaborating.
grew up, we know each other, Rick, you know, I first met you, you're dogged. You know, okay, I can hear no, what's the other avenue? And now that we're all patting each other on the back, I'm gonna get on with it already, but I am excited about that. That was a great idea when we first heard it, and good things are gonna happen.
Well, and so I mentioned this, so for the council, hopefully y'all will be receptive to it. You know, we put in for a grant, our East Lab and Miss Sarah Hutchins and those kids on developing that hillside that that the school district owns. And I thought, what a better way, one, if we get the grant money and it's in 3 phases, the school district's not out anything, you know, and it's possible to make a link downtown with a path and trail up that old roadside, and it's called a Safe Schools Grant, and link it to the school district, to the school or the arena up there, so kids that live downtown or can walk back and forth and have a safe trip. So those kids, hopefully y'all will let us come in, let those kids present to y'all here after school gets going, and showing you the grant. And they've done the application, done the work on it, so y'all can see all that. And we'll hear from the state. They've told me the end of October, 1st of November, they'll let us know if we got phase 1 of the grant monies.
I hope you
to
do.
get started on that. And so I'm gonna leave you with one last thing. We gotta get that road done.
Road to the auditorium, exactly. Well, I know you'll get the sidewalk done quicker than I did. It only took me, 6-7 years up there in front of the Cowsard's house.
I mean, how do you tell kids no? You know what I mean? That's why we got. How are you going to tell the kids no? The state's going to turn these kids down.
Exactly.
You know?
That takes a lot off the city, and it shows you're working with the school. And people walk down. That's why we put it there. You know, Wendy Russ said kids are walking down the middle of the street. Not like she discovered it, but that she was adamant about that, and she is right. They're still doing that. They need a place to walk. So if you can take that, that'll help us a lot.
And we do. We appreciate each and one of y'all and what y'all do for us and help us.
Anything for them and the council? Appreciate you so much.
Thank you,
Rick.
guys.
Safe travels.
Thank you for welcoming me to the front. I appreciate it.
See you. That brings us down to department head reports, airport commission. I have Steve Nunley's Traco still out there. We got all the dirt I think that we're going to get, and Traco's still there. They're using it for the water department. Some I saw them. They got a couple loads today that's filling in. Also, Davidson, Doug Davidson, Solid Rock Insurance. We're going to talk about that under unfinished business. Also, I'm talking with City Attorney Chad and about they had alluded to the new hangar down here. Talk about the lease on that, extending that lease on that. I want certainly wanted our attorney to look at that, all that, and talk with Eddie, get together on that, so make sure we're all on the same page. Just heard from about the classes at NAC, and just had a visitor walk in earlier and was bragging on the terminal about how clean it was, and a guy flew in, he said, man, this is nice, you got a shower, you got clean restrooms, it's always good, so that's good, they do a good job, and I know it looks good, so that's all I have on the airport. Any questions? Or if not, animal control, Rita Tharp, let you give your report.
Alrighty. For a start, I'm just gonna say, this is kitten and puppy season. I mean, calls, I have cleared my messages on my phone. It holds 40. I've cleared them twice in the last 9 days. I just, can't take them all. But, well, a lot of them are not even in the city of Clinton, so. But anyway, we currently have 19 dogs. We have 13 cats and kittens. That's together. We've taken in 6 dogs and 3 cats and 4 kittens. One of the pups that came in was brought in by a city officer. A lady had to go to the hospital, and she came and talked to me when she got out, and I agreed to take the dog home with me because we can't take owner surrenders, and she could not take care of the dog. And anyway, he lives with me now. I have one other that is there. The owner is incarcerated at this time. So I don't know when she'll be out, but we'll see. We adopted out 2 dogs, 2 cats. We are participating. It's called Dogust First. It's something that North Shore Animal League of America does, and it's supposed to represent the birthday of all rescue dogs. And it goes till the 11th. And like Saturday will be at Tractor Supply. Well, the dogs that we adopt from the shelter, the dogs we adopt at that event, the more we post about it, the bigger chance we have of getting some grant money from them. Because we've already gotten $3,000 one time. And we're going to try to get some more here. Okay. At this time, we have all of our paperwork in as far as the rescue goes. Articles of incorporation, letter in good standing, and I gave all that to Nikki, Chad. I dropped it off because I thought you might need it, and she said she would see that you got it.
I have it.
Okay. And at this time, we're umbrellaed under Tanya McNair for Ruffle Bay, and we do have paperwork for that I just got today. We're just umbrellaed under her until we get our 501c3, and it's completely legal. People do it all the time. We also opened a bank account for that. We've been doing a lot of work at the shelter, worked in the kitchen, painted the ceiling, and we had a little bit of, well, over time, it kind of sagged is what it did. So we just took Tara, took 1x4s, we measured, she cut, and we put them up in the, where the sheetrock meets and the tape is there. I don't know all the technical.
Well, you tightened up the ceiling.
We put the boards there and it sucked it up. So, and it looks really good. We painted the walls in there. We got rid of the red. It looks really super good. And for that, the paint we got was paint we had from other parts of the shelter, and we had 3 different colors, and they were all like a blue-gray color. So we just mixed all 3 of them together, and there we have our paint. And it looks really good. And we put up trim, crown molding. So.
I don't like the color of the paint. I'm just teasing.
What?
I have the ceiling. What I was going to mention what you've done out there. You've tightened that ceiling up, painted it. It looks a lot better. You had the green light from last deal for the 501c3. I'm just working on finances. I did some printouts last week. We want to make sure, once y'all start, once you're no longer working with city, just to be clear, you're applying for grants and stuff, but we still have animal control as it always is. And until we get to that spot, I want to make sure the finances, and I've just crunched some numbers, and we had, I think, 20,000 to start on our line item for that, and I think we have about half of that left. Also, talked to Municipal League, an attorney, and also Cindy Frizzell down there over about could we use some donations, and they seem to think we can, and I think we had about 10,500 in donations. So between that might be, that might help you. Just looking for ways to get y'all shoved off. As far as attorney, have Chad, Nikki, look at that, but we'll probably have to get you an individual, you'll have to get an attorney we had talked about that, to write that up for you, and then operate and give a contract to the city. That's how the city can do it. We're going to contract with Almost Home Animal Rescue, and we're going to come up with a number that the council thinks, yeah, that's something we can all handle. Be business as usual. You've done a great job on managing it out there. I won't go into that, but I've just said that. It's, one of the things is you reunited that dog Penny, Tractor Supply. You had that, the owner that you had for months and months came by and saw it. The dog went crazy. Same thing happened. Had a drop off that we knew was going to happen in the city. 3 pups out
It was
there.
on Cemetery Road.
Yep. And then, what do we do with them? Well, the owner come identified them. So, man, that's a great thing. I think Jeff had brought that up before. We want to think about, getting dogs returned. We'd hate to put a dog down. We've all
We posted their
Yeah.
pictures on our page, and he just happened to see it, and he
No,
called me and said,
it
Rita,
worked
those are
out
my dogs.
But I did want to say that, and I have for Sammy and myself and Jeff and Dewey. I'll share these numbers with you after the city council meeting. How much what we're actually spending, how much we're spending on for employees out there. We'll come up with something that's equitable and fair for the city. And I think once you get established and going, it'll be a great thing.
Richard, we actually only have 3 employees now. Debbie Donohue no longer works
Right,
there.
I'm just saying that's what we had figured
Oh,
in.
yes.
But Saturday's event, that's Tractor Supply this Saturday from 8 to
To
noon.
12 is what they said.
Yeah, okay.
But they said we were welcome to stay longer if we could stand the heat, and the dogs could take
Yeah,
it.
well, last time it worked out pretty good. You did 6 for 7 or something.
Both times we've been there, it's done good. And it did great at the park, too, for Archie Fest.
Anything for Rita from council or anybody? Like I say, I'd like to come with some firm numbers,
Okay.
make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, thank you so much, Gus. Brings us down to Fire Department report, Chief D.L. Webb.
I hate to start off with some somber news, but if you hadn't already heard, the fire chief over at Fairfield Bay, Donnie Hovick, passed away in an accident the other day. Our prayers and sympathies are with family and friends and the fire department over there. There will be a procession for his funeral next Wednesday, leaving funeral home up here, Ozark View. I think they're going to leave it around 11 o'clock. So there's going to be a lot of fire departments, police departments blocking roads next Wednesday at 11 o'clock. They have asked some of the adjoining counties to kind of help out. So Cleburne County is going to be bringing some fire trucks to Fairfield Bay to cover their area while the funeral and procession is going on. And they asked if they're also going to have some from Conway County that's coming over here to cover like B Branch, north of town. They asked if they could station at our station, park out in front of our central station downtown, so those guys can sit inside, cooler, watch TV, whatever. I said, no problem. So if you see a Conway County Fire Department truck sitting in front of our downtown station, that's what it's for, next Wednesday. We've had a couple of wrecks, had one today, down in just by the Mike's Furniture was today. We had another wreck right by the Kitty Park, in front of Howard's Antiques. We've had a couple of alarms going off at the hospital, and all that was false alarms, thank goodness. So we've been lucky there. We did have a intro class, which is part of the training that you have to have. We had that done last meeting. Yeah. Thursday and Friday of last week. So that's more training that the guys are getting. Everything's running real good. I tried to get with, me and Richard went up and talked with Hart Construction last Monday, I believe it was, and they were going to try to be here tonight, and they couldn't make it. So he sent me a email just to give y'all an update of where we're at and what's going on. Next week, if you haven't been up there, they've already been pouring concrete. Next week, they plan on completing that concrete. The electrical, they're going to have the generator pad roughed in, transformer pad roughed in, underground primary in. The plumbing, domestic water lines, install oil and water separator, all that is planned for next week. Everything's on go. They're right on schedule. They're hoping that by getting the concrete poured 30 days from now, the building itself should be coming in, and they're hoping by the second week of September, they're starting to erect a building. Other than that, if y'all have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
We visited out there. It wasn't a dirt issue. The easement issue was not an issue, solved. And
Yes.
Yeah.
The dirt work that we was talking about?
yeah.
Yes. I got with them and got that taken care of.
Looks good. So far, so good. So, anything else for the chief? Thank you. Brings us to Parks and Rec, and also streets. We'll start out with Parks. Charles Wilson.
Don't have a whole lot. The park looks good, I think. I've been pretty busy. I had just get down there, but I'm sure it looks good. So
Yeah.
everything's going good at the park. As far as I know, we got a bunch of events coming up here and there. So other than that, if anybody's got anything on parks.
No, I've got Monday afternoon. I'm meeting with an electrical service that came up last year. I think it was the first of this year. Wanting to talk about lighting in the park and make a presentation to us and maybe get them on the agenda, and one of those. Think we can help. It won't cost the city money. It'll save this much. So I'm gonna go down there and listen to them Monday. Fountain. We looked at the fountain. We got a little work. You and I think, can handle that on the fountain. Fix that because we have a pipe that I think that's broken on the inside, but there's a concrete cap on it, and then the middle's full of I think SB2 or gravel, so we'll have to, but we need to just put a sweeping conduit in there, so if there's ever a problem for the next 100 years, it'll be easier to fix than it's going to be this time. But I don't think it's anything that we can't handle in-house. And the kiosk, someone had asked me about the kiosk. I'm going to have Don Langston Jr., Spencer, I think, look at that. And just while he's there, we're working on that sign north of town. By Wendell Lee Bradford's. Might have him take a look at just kind of refurbishing that, and then we can put some signs on it and tell about the park and the history of it and the history of that fountain. That's all I have. Oh, talking of a full gospel or a gospel singing in the fall. Someone called Tommy, softball Tommy, everybody calls him. Various churches, and said, yeah, we just rent the pavilion for like $30, and he's wanting to plan that. I told him I'd mention that. I think that's a good thing. And then there'll be a lot going on. Game and Fish. I did pass out a thing just to the council. The event's coming up. I think on the 17th, the Game and Fish, how to catch and clean and fry and all that fish. Then archery later. I just gave you a punch list all the way up to Christmas in Clinton. What's going on, and you can add to that. A&P's been really aggressive and doing a lot of good things, so a lot of that's A&P. That's all I had for the parks, I think. Anything for Charles on that?
Parks look good. On the last I was there.
Yeah, like I said, I've not had a chance to get down there. We've been busy with the street. We've laid quite a bit of asphalt. We've got Town Branch, most of it bush hog and cleaned up. The building at the street shop, it's done. I got a garage door coming in. The guy said he'd come back, hang the door for me, and do some other little piddly stuff. Not charging me nothing. The Welcome to Clinton sign, they've got it going pretty good. talk like maybe next week they should have the boards up on it. They got all the rock work done, so they should start doing the boards. Got a bid on the L&E, $69.60, I believe is what it come in. I wouldn't tear it down for that, but that's a good price. So
On your,
on the L&E,
oh, yeah.
yeah, I got a good price on tearing it down and hauling it off, so we don't have to touch it. That's probably one of the better prices we'll end up getting before it's over. We done a lot of striping up around by school, trying to get ready for school. Got most of that done. One of the flashing lights is out. I've got one of them I should work. I may have to do always. It seems like they don't work, but when I go up there and touch them, they start working. So, but the one I got working, I decided I had to make a choice. I figured the one where the buses pull out would be the one that needed to be working that first day. That seems to be where the congestion starts. So I'm hoping before school I'll have that other controller working for the next one. That's pretty much it. We just been getting everything done we could get done everywhere we could get it done. We've laid quite a bit of asphalt, Shake Rag, 8th Street, Nicky, a lot of places it was really rough, it really needed it, and then done some safety paving, so maybe we can get the chuck wagoners in and out and not be turning into that blind curve and running off that hillside like they've been. So anybody's got any questions?
Yeah, that really looks good up there where y'all fixed that, around that curve.
Yeah, I've got you been busy also mowing on getting a route for the chuck wagon races, doing a lot of paving. Methodist Block Party is this Sunday. They did that last year and pretty successful. It's coming, hot dogs and games, and I think it's from, let me make sure I get this right, 4 to 7. And they'll need the street. We always close the street down, but there's really not much closure to it on Joe Boland Road. Really, we just take some cones up there and just set them out, and we'll just decide let them put them where they want to. I'll take ribbon, I'll take cones up there usually Sunday morning right after church about 1 o'clock. But I will, just in case, I need a motion and a second to close parts of Bolden Street as needed from 3 to 7:30 this Sunday, the 11th, for the Methodist Block Party. I'll entertain a motion and a second for that.
Second.
Any discussion?
Which street?
Bolden, that goes in front of Methodist.
Joe Bowling Road.
Joe Bowling Road, in front of the Methodist Church.
Joe Bowling?
Also,
No?
Joe Boland's down.
Joe, okay, got it.
yeah. And it's really not much of a closure. Even the alley stays open. You know, I block it off that alley.
Trying to make sure that.
Yeah, sure. I'll ask for a vote.
Hastings,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
With that in mind, on the ride into town on Tuesday, August the 27th, I think we'll start feeding about 4. We talked to Jay, been working on the route. I want to go ahead and get a motion in a second to close off the square and some of the necessary side streets involved from 3 to 9 o'clock downtown. And that's almost like the Methodist block party. It's as needed, but we usually shut down the square and just let cars start drifting out. So that would be a motion a second on Tuesday, August 27th, from 3 to 9, which we won't go that long, but it gives plenty of time, to close all portions of the square and any side streets as necessary.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Hastings,
Yep.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Richard, do you want to say anything about that easement, temporary easement, trying to get for that,
Oh, for the, yeah.
instead of getting on 65?
Yeah, I'm working on that. If that, comes to fruition, that'll be great. Also, the Purple Heart signs we had, and we got 2 new ones. We're going to incorporate them in the signs. I forgot to mention that. the library, got some library signs donated. The state is just up to the state now to say, place them here. We've made our suggestions. I think we're just about an email away from getting those up. So the library board will be glad to hear that. And Renee Craig will be here on the 13th, Tuesday, for her final visit from OSHA. And I think really the only sticking point we had left was the expired fire extinguishers here, but that's been taken care of here at the airport. So she may want to talk to some of y'all to talk to, but that's all I have on streets. Anything else for Charles? Or thank you. Police Department report, Chief Jay Murdoch.
Well, we're still here, so that's a good thing. Outside of my report, the only really new things we got going on, week after next, we'll be having 2 officers going to the academy for 13 weeks, so we'll be kind of shorthanded. Our A1 radios on the grant finally came in and are installed, so we got to finish up the paperwork to finish that out, so that's a good thing. I'd like to thank Warren for helping us get that done. Really appreciate that, Warren. We can now do fingerprints for background checks, concealed handgun licenses, and a couple other things. So we're going to go back into the fingerprinting business with that new live scan machine that we've got. So if the school needs it, or nurses or concealed handgun carriers, we can't do the actual background check yet, but we can actually do the fingerprint portion of it. So if you know anybody that needs fingerprints, starting next week, have them come see us. We finally got the training today. Other than that, do you have any questions?
I don't,
Mayor, if I could, Officer Vance testified for, I mean, and I think it's worth commending you for. She testified for the first time in the DWI trial. DWI work is probably the hardest thing that an officer has to do that goes to trial. I'm not saying, but as far as just putting yourself out there, and she did a really good job. So I just wanted to, that was yesterday, and she, third time she was in court for that one, got pushed a couple times, outside of what we were asking for, but she did a good job. She was very prepared. And
That was after working the whole night shift and then being up till 1 o'clock and then not get to testify till 4. So that's a grind. And then, she stumbled a couple times on her first one, but like Chad said, DWI has a lot of moving parts to get 100% right, especially when they get a high priced attorney try to nitpick you apart by seconds, is basically what it came down to.
yeah, the pickiest of nits, I
Yes.
guess. This is what we went through yesterday. But,
And she did such a good job that even the judge stopped after the trial and said, "Hey, let your officer know." So I think we got a real good crew at the police department now. So I'm pretty proud of my team.
When did you say they were going to training?
The live scan training.
Well, no, the academy
They'll be down there the 18th, and they'll start the 19th
of August.
of August. Yes, sir. So I lose two of my officers right before the chuck wagon races.
Yeah, that, and I was thinking first of school. Have we heard anything? I haven't. No, hate to even bring it up on that Rogers Street and some of that. I know school's starting, and I'm thinking, is that
Like speeding.
yeah, the speeding, the whatever.
So my plan is, if we've got the staffing, again, I've also got one of my officers. At the same week, I've got 2 going to school. I got 1 going on a prepaid vacation. So I'll be down to like 3 people. So if we can swing it, I'm gonna try to have somebody in the school zones and in that area, 30 minutes before school starts to at least 30 minutes after the start of school, and then before it ends and after it ends, at least for the first week or 2, just to let parents and everybody know, hey, look, we're back at school, kids are still moving, we need to slow down. And we're also gonna put our sign out too.
School's one less SRO officer, so I don't know what that's going to do.
But they also know if they ever need any help from us, we're always there to help. So hopefully they'll get that position filled. Because I know Clinton's a pretty big campus, a lot of kids. But if at any time they ever need us, we're just a phone call away.
yeah, another thing I'll just mention, it's in the works and it's part of that animal control. We're trying to get all of our I's dotted and stuff. One thing is the issue of your truck that we use for that pickup. Maybe seeing, I don't know if we sell that or put it up for bid. However we do that, if it can still be utilized by Rita, and then that, there's just a lot of moving parts in that and getting ready for that 501c3. I did want to mention that. And the 2 officers you mentioned are going to be shorthanded. Also the police remodel. I've dug out the old notes from that and and I also got 3 appraisals. I've been telling you all that. I'll share that with y'all after the meeting. Look at that. I'm going to give it to the county judge. He's out of town till Saturday, I think, and he can talk to the quorum court about it. So we had 3 officers, had an appraiser spend a lot of time, and we went ahead and just paid for the appraisal. And I'm hoping they'll accept one of those, and I feel pretty good about it. So we can get that and come back the next meeting and say, we can purchase this building for X amount. Then we can start thinking about getting you out of where you're at and getting you a new home on the square. That's all I had on police. Anything else?
The only thing I got left is, speaking of animal control, Rita's been doing a great job. And us not having to go around chasing all these cats and dogs that she's been doing has made my life so much easier. So I just wanted to say she is doing a fantastic job doing animal control stuff.
We'll be sure and support her Saturday, you know.
I would,
Yeah,
but I got voluntold that we're going to Branson, so.
No comment. Anything else for the chief? Okay, thank you. Will Hinchy's not here tonight. He's family night. He had, I think, had something going on, but he wasn't going to be here. Kent, I know, has been helping out with B Branch a little bit. He talked about the regionalizations moving along pretty good. He started explaining a whole lot to me, and I said, hey, just bring it next. And he said, next meeting I'll talk about the water loss, and it's pretty good. It's going along pretty well. But he just couldn't be here tonight, and be sure and we'll call everybody before they have their next water board meeting. So that's about all I can tell you from water and sewer. We're still here. We still have water. Don't know where we're at on the actual pulling the trigger on the B Branch. So I won't pretend to know. I'll let Will address that. That's all I have. And that brings us down to zoning department. Zoning department official and recorder treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Noacon Construction came in last week, and they got the bid for the new Birch Tree rec center that's going to be right over here. It's the existing building, plus they're going to add another 3,000 square feet.
To the Galbraith.
Yeah, Galbraith XTO.
XTO.
So they're supposed to be bringing me a set of plans the next week, and so we'll be looking over those. And it's just a rec center for people with head trauma, things like that. They watch TV, play ping pong, shoot pool, whatever they're going to put in there. But they'll be giving me those plans in the next week or so. Dollar Tree's finally working on shelving and fixtures on the inside. The contractor said for sure they'll be opening up the 1st of September. For sure. We've got 3 new houses that are in the final stage. We've got 2 new residential remodels. Don't know if y'all noticed the new digital sign by Simmons Bank. They were kind enough for the next month to put Welcome to Clinton on it and put our logo on it. So that was nice of them. I've got to go to Jonesboro next week, and I'll be having a meeting at some point with our engineer that did our flood map study, the rep for FEMA Region 6, and a lady from Little Rock named Whit Montague. And so next meeting I'll be able to give you a more updated report after I meet with them and make our position perfectly clear. So I'll be meeting with them next week. Also, y'all got a list of the events. A&P will be pretty busy till the end of the year. We've got like 11 events, and so most of them we're involved in. So got a lot going on till the end of the year. That's all I got.
I just had the FEMA, the flood control. I said I'm going down. I think I told you last time. I went down to the headquarters in Denton. I was seeing some family down there, and I do better face to face. Well, it's like Goober going to Raleigh. You can't get in. You pull up to the gate and you're like, oh, okay, I don't have an appointment. But I did get a hold of the guy and send him our floodplain map and kind of explain to him our debacle and let him know it on the map. So I hope I see him. I want to go up to your meeting and Monday, I think Monday night, and try to just say hi. But working on that, it's really been going on for years. It's almost hard to even talk about it with a straight face to anybody in Clinton. But now, and my point to them, you know, what I told them, and also I'm going to tell them again, Clinton's downtown is coming around, it's doing great, and people need some relief. And we've paid our $62,000 a long time ago. This has been going on for 5 years. It's kind of like, we'll be open.
Paid our 62,000 in 2022.
Yeah. So anyway, that was when we pulled the trigger and we said we're a year and a half away at the most. So that, I just want to tell you what I did. I said I would. Yeah, Sean Jackson, Stephen Smith, etc. I think they'll all be at that meeting Monday through Wednesday next week. That's all I got for Tim. Anything else for
About
Zoe?
they're saying they put a sign up for a Mexican restaurant. Anything else on that?
I haven't heard a thing about it.
I saw the sign. That's all I
It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
You're at my house, but I ain't heard.
Talked to the guy at Covington Roofing that was doing a little roofing work, but other than that, that's all they've done.
Right.
It's kind of like Greenbrier, that pizza joint that's, I don't know what it's called, Mojo's or something. But originally it was, they put up a sign that said pizza soon, and you looked at it for 6 months, and then the name of it was Pizza Now. It was a great move. So maybe we can, yeah. So, but anyway, that didn't cost you anything. Anything else for Tim? I can't hear. It's after 4:30. You got to bellow. Thanks. Brings us down to unfinished business. Ordinance, doing business with city officials. Doug Davidson is first on the deal. Last meeting, we had a bill for Davidson, Solid Rock Insurance. He's on the airport commission. It was brought up. What's that for? I thought it was builder's risk. That's what it is, builder's risk. They've completed a hangar down here. And so I called one of the bidders from Municipal League, John Wells at Municipal League, and asked him, I told him, here's what we've got. It's builder's risk. We're transferring it. It's another, I think, $1,600. Did you figure that into your bid? And he said, no, you would have gotten the same thing from me. Once builder's risk supersedes, apparently.
Well, it's the builder's risk is while you're building it. Then you have to insure it.
Yeah.
Once it's built and builder's risk goes away, and the builder's risk is not anything except just covering the builder building it.
Yeah. So that's what it was, and he was fine with it. I told him that. I said, look, I've got an email back from Doug Davidson. Y'all can look at that, and his policy that he had answered from that lady. So I'll entertain a motion to place on the first, second, and third reading of this ordinance, doing business, permit Davidson Solid Rock Insurance to conduct business with the city.
So moved.
Any discussion? I'll read the ordinance. This is an ordinance of the City of Clinton, Arkansas to permit Davidson Solid Rock Insurance to conduct business with the city, whereas Davidson Solid Rock Insurance has offered a policy of insurance for Clinton Municipal Airport, and whereas Davidson Solid Rock Insurance is owned by Doug Davidson, a member of the Airport Commission, and therefore an official of the City of Clinton, Arkansas, and whereas pursuant to the Arkansas Code annotated 1442-107, a council member, official, or employee of a city shall not be interested directly or indirectly in the profits of any contract for furnishing supplies, equipment, or services to the municipality unless the governing body of the city has enacted an ordinance specifically permitting council members, officials, or municipal employees to conduct business with the city and prescribing the extent of the authority, and whereas the ordinance is necessary to comply with the requirements of the above referenced statute. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of City of Clinton, Arkansas, that Davidson Solid Rock Insurance is permitted to provide insurance for the City of Clinton, Arkansas, as specified in the invoice attached hereto and incorporated herein as Exhibit A. That amount was $1,662. I think we had a motion in a second to put that on first, second, third reading. Any questions, any other discussion on that? I'll ask for, I just read it, but I'll ask for a vote on that.
Hastings,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, I'll also ask for a vote to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Hastings,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sure there's a number involved, but we'll get it to you if you don't know it. Brings us down to North Arkansas. We move Rick Massengale. This is an ordinance levying a millage of the first reading. The council members asked that right now it's 2.9. We've kept that every year. This is an ordinance levying a 1.5 mil in personal property tax for general operations of the City of Clinton, Arkansas, to declare an emergency and for other purposes. I'll entertain a motion and second to put that on the first reading.
I make a motion we put it on the first reading.
Here a second? Second. Okay. No second. This is, we'll go ahead and do the one for 2.9. It's the same as, I'll read this. This is an ordinance levying a 2.9 mil real and personal property tax for general operations of the City of Clinton, Arkansas, to declare an emergency and for other purposes. I entertain a motion second to put that on the first reading.
So moved.
Any discussion? I'll read that. Whereas the City of Clinton, Arkansas is required to pass an ordinance setting forth the millage rate for property taxes to be collected for the City of Clinton, Arkansas in the next year. And whereas the City of Clinton, Arkansas desires that property taxes for the year 2024 be set at the same level and assessed and collected in 2025. And whereas such an ordinance must be passed and provided to the Van Buren County Assessor's Collector's Office by the time the Van Buren County Quorum Court's November meeting. Therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Clinton, Arkansas, Section 1, the City of Clinton, Arkansas is hereby levies and assesses a 2.9 mil tax on real property and personal property tax, personal property in Van Buren County as prescribed by law for the year 2024, which tax shall be collected by the Van Buren County, Arkansas. Section 2, the City of Clinton finds that the immediate implementation, this is an emergency clause, that's when we, this is the first reading. Do I need to read that right now?
No.
Okay. Any discussion? That's the first reading. Okay, I think we voted to get it on the first reading. So we'll have the second reading next
We
month.
didn't vote. We did a motion in a second.
Okay. We need to, okay.
Now we need to vote.
Okay. Call for a vote?
Hastings,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
No.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We'll have that second, and I think the second reading next time, maybe second and third, depending on when they need it by.
Before November.
What's that?
Before November.
Yes. Sometimes they need it even before a meeting, I think. Brings us down to public comments. Have any public comments? I'm going to try to set the agenda. This is just for the council. Anybody else? There's talk in that article a couple of weeks ago about the new business in downtown and Clinton, kind of a bedroom community, and what are we doing? It was mentioned about entertainment district on parts of downtown. I might bring that up in discussion. Several people want us to look at that, parts of downtown for an entertainment district. I do want to mention that. Also, parking issues. We're starting to have a parking problem, which is a good problem to have. And someone had talked about maybe ways to alleviate that. One might be a 2-hour parking. I think that's what they do in Conway. They got a lot of restaurants and 2-hour parking. So you come in, and that's certain hours, I guess, or maybe throughout the day. But that, I want to bring that to something to be thinking about. That's all I had on that. Under mayor's comment, appreciate DL filling in for the election security and you guys going up there and taking that. I know they think this might be a volatile, time this year. So we're talking about having people and where they're going to be. I think voting starts October. I forgot when early voting starts.
Should be 2 weeks before the 5th, so.
Yeah, I had it all written down, but I was going to announce that. But we got time to say that, and then all the way up to that Tuesday. I think one of the events we have on that list is a watch party, probably pretty big this year. Presidential election's always huge. So thank you all for attending that. DL mentioned about next Wednesday, the fire chief, Donnie, services. It's a great loss to the community and the county. Personal note, Norma Cox, great lady up on Poplar Street, her and Vernon, with all the Martin houses forever, best garden in town, one of the best gardens, passed away, a great person. The events coming up, Chuck Wagon feed also, that's a Tuesday on the 27th. The 28th, I think the buzz will be at Cash Savers in the morning. And also Cowboy Catfish Supper, they're going to go Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So remember that, and you're encouraged to do that. That all goes to Meals on Wheels, the Senior Citizen Center. And that's kind of when we did the fish, we said we'll take donations and 100%. And through the years, that has been astronomical, and it's a great help to them. I thank the community and the neighbors that come in from other states. They're extremely generous, and you can't thank them enough. So thank you for that. This Saturday, Almost Home event, Animal Rescue is sponsoring an adoption day, 8 to 12 at Tractor Supply. Thank you all for coming. And there's the two hardest working, four, but especially those two younger ones, the hardest working ladies in Van Buren County. Thank you so much for what you're doing out there. It's made a huge difference, and you made a great impression. And when I mentioned that donations there's a lot of very generous people in this community that care about little critters that need help. So thank you for that. If nothing else, I'll motion a second.
We adjourn.
Stand adjourned. Thank you.